Alexandra Eala and Alycia Parks produced a thrilling contest in their round of 64 meeting on center court, with the young Filipina eventually securing a hard-fought 6-1, 4-6, 6-2 victory to advance to the next round. The match was a fascinating battle between two completely different playing styles. Eala relied on her speed, consistency, and tactical intelligence, while Parks depended on raw power, aggressive ground strokes, and one of the strongest serves in women's tennis. Over the course of 3 sets, momentum shifted several times, forcing both players to constantly adjust their strategies. In the end, Eala's composure and ability to respond under pressure proved to be the difference. From the opening game, Alexandra Eala showed that she had entered the match with a clear plan. The Filipina immediately attacked. Parks served with deep returns and controlled the baseline exchanges with remarkable confidence. Instead of allowing Parks to dominate with power, Eala used angles and precise shot placement to force the American into uncomfortable positions. Her movement around the court was exceptional, and she looked determined to dictate the pace of the match from the very beginning. The early stages of the first set highlighted the contrast between the two players. Parks attempted to shorten rallies with powerful winners and big serves, while Eala focused on extending points and forcing her opponent to hit extra shots. This strategy worked perfectly for the Filipina, who quickly established control and prevented Parks from finding any rhythm in her service games. As the opening set progressed, Eala's confidence continued to grow. She broke Parks' serve early and raced to a 4-1 lead, putting immediate pressure on the American. Every time Parks tried to hit through her opponent, Eala responded with excellent defense and intelligent court positioning. The Filipina's ability to absorb pace and redirect the ball frustrated Parks throughout the set. Although Parks managed to produce several aces in the opening games, Eala remained calm and focused on her own game. The American's serve gave her some easy points, but Eala's consistency in longer rallies proved to be the decisive factor. Time and time again, the Filipina forced Parks into difficult shots, leading to unforced errors. One of the biggest strengths in Eala's game during the first set was her movement. She covered every corner of the court, turning defensive situations into attacking opportunities. Parks struggled to finish points because Eala kept returning balls that seemed impossible to reach. The American simply could not find an answer to her opponent's speed and determination. The opening set ended in dominant fashion for Eala, who claimed it 6-1. It was one of her most impressive performances of the tournament so far, as she completely neutralized Parks' biggest weapons. The Filipina had taken a huge step toward victory, but the match was far from over. The second set began with a completely different energy. Parks came onto the court determined to change the momentum, and she immediately raised the level of her game. The American started serving with greater accuracy and aggression, winning more free points and preventing Eala from controlling rallies in the same way she had in the first set. Parks also became much more aggressive from the baseline. Instead of waiting for mistakes, she stepped inside the court and attacked Eala's shots at every opportunity. Her willingness to take risks changed the complexion of the match and forced the Filipina onto the defensive. Despite Parks' improvement, Eala refused to back down. The Filipina continued to fight for every point, using her speed and consistency to stay in the rallies. Several games in the second set featured long, exhausting exchanges that showcased the determination of both players. As the set reached its middle stages, Parks' serve became her biggest weapon. The American piled up aces and won several crucial points with powerful first serves. Her ability to shorten rallies allowed her to conserve energy and apply pressure to Eala's service games. The momentum of the match shifted dramatically. Parks looked far more confident than she had in the opening set, while Eala struggled to maintain the same level of dominance. The American's aggressive style finally began to produce the results she had been searching for. Even though Eala continued to defend brilliantly, Parks' power proved decisive in key moments. The American managed to break serve and held her nerve during important games, eventually taking the second set 6-4 and leveling the match. Losing the second set represented a major challenge for Eala. After dominating the opener, she suddenly found herself heading into a deciding set against an opponent who had all the momentum. The third set began with both players fully aware of what was at stake. A place in the next round depended on the next few games, and the atmosphere on center court became increasingly tense. Every point carried enormous significance. Eala responded to the challenge with remarkable composure. Rather than allowing frustration to affect her performance, the Filipina quickly rediscovered the rhythm that had made her so successful in the first set. Her shot selection improved, and she once again started controlling the tempo of the rallies. The deciding set showcased Eala's greatest qualities. Her movement remained exceptional, and her defensive skills forced Parks to play one extra shot over and over again. The American continued to attack, but Eala's consistency gradually wore her down. Parks still produced moments of brilliance in the final set. Her powerful serve and aggressive ground strokes kept her in contention, and she never stopped fighting. However, unforced errors and double faults began to appear at crucial moments, making it difficult for her to maintain momentum. Eala took advantage of every opportunity that came her way. She remained calm under pressure, executed her game plan with discipline, and gradually built a lead in the set. Her confidence grew with every game she won. The crowd on center court witnessed a fascinating battle between two young stars with completely different approaches to the game. Parks relied on explosive power, while Eala trusted her movement, precision, and tactical awareness. As the final set progressed, Eala's control became increasingly evident. The Filipina dictated the rallies, moved her opponent around the court, and consistently found the right shot at the right moment. Parks continued to fight, but Eala had regained the upper hand. One of the most impressive aspects of Eala's performance was her mental strength. After losing the second set and seeing the momentum shift, she showed tremendous maturity by regrouping and responding in the deciding set. The final games reflected Eala's determination to finish the match strongly. She played with confidence, attacked when necessary, and remained composed in pressure situations. Parks pushed until the very end, but the Filipina's consistency proved too much. When the final point was played, Alexandra Eala had secured a memorable 6-1, 4-6, 6-2 victory. It was a match that tested every aspect of her game, from her physical endurance to her mental resilience. For Alycia Parks, the defeat was disappointing, but the American showed impressive fighting spirit throughout the contest. Her comeback in the second set demonstrated her ability to compete at the highest level, even against a difficult opponent. For Eala, the victory was another important milestone in her rapidly developing career. Defeating a powerful player like Parks in such dramatic fashion highlighted her growth as both a player and a competitor. The match will be remembered as a contest of power against precision, aggression against patience, and determination against resilience. Alexandra Eala ultimately emerged victorious because she adapted to every challenge and found solutions in the most difficult moments. By the end of the evening, the Filipina star walked off center court with her place in the next round secured, and with another statement victory to her name. Her performance against Alycia Parks confirmed that she has the talent, mentality, and composure to compete with some of the most dangerous players on the tour.